Well, the way in which I see social practice is not only is not only a set of tools to engage in the social sphere, but also a way in which people can rethink future and ways in which people can redefine governability and also ways in which society should work. So I am, let's say, almost ideologically not in favor of using social practice as a mere entertaining tool to generate sociability and to generate exchange between people for the sole reason of avoid, in a way, loneliness, but actually as a way to create new forms of engagement between human beings and new forms of transmission of social positions among certain issues, and a new way to get together to discuss problem solving in society. Immigrant Movement International is many things, actually. And it is a long-term project, so therefore it cannot be seen as in whole entirety in the whole body at once, but it has to be experienced across time and through multiple experiences. But basically, Immigrant Movement is an educational place where we try to exercise the merge of creative knowledge with practical knowledge in order to generate political knowledge. It is a think tank place where we try to bring people over, academics, people in the community, artists, scientists, etc., to think together ways in which we can create new activist tools, activists as a merge of art and activism, in a way generate new language for the public sphere to protest and to dissent and to present new ideas. And it is also a place where we generate and we try to exercise arte uti, which is my concept for this social practice, which is a situation in which art is seen, as I said before, as a problem-solving social tool. We're using art in a very different way. It's like we're not using art because we want to, let's say, because we want people to know the history of art. We don't teach art because we want people to know famous artists' name and know how to recognize their work when they see it. What we're doing is using art as a language tool. We have, for example, let's say we have, for example, a class. No, I always talk about this one because it's very clear. No, we have a class that is an art history class, right? And the people coming to that art history class are the stay-at-home mom. So that's not your, let's say, your normal students for that class, right? So the stay-at-home mom come here, have this art history class, and what do they talk about in that class? Well, they talk about gender and identity issues through artworks. So by seeing artworks, by seeing a representation of the female, they are talking about their own issues. I think the first main challenge is that I'm from an older generation, okay, so that doesn't help. So basically, I was trained to be an individual artist, right, with a very specific mandate. And the first, I think the first challenge was that, go against the authorship, and challenge the idea of what author it is, and also trying to see what are the collective ways in which I feel comfortable working, but also that feels right for the project, And another challenge, I think, is the fact that people want to have a very definitive idea of the project. Every time somebody reads about the project or comes here or something, they want to have the definition of the project. They want to have the experience of the project, and that is impossible. It's a long-term project, so it is a live animal, that it is changing all the time. So it feels that somehow we need to train for this kind of practices, the audience, the art audience, because the people who use the project, they don't care about, they only care like what are they learning and what is the next step for them on this relationship. But people in the art world who are not committed to a long-term relationship with the project, which I think is a mistake. I think if you want to have social art practice, you need to train the art audience to engage in a different way, to start taking responsibility for their engagement, and to start having a commitment in their engagement.